If you're a freelance web designer and what you're trying to do is increase your sales and increase your conversion rate, then you need to stop selling websites and do what I'm going to share with you today. Let's go. So think about it, right? When you buy a flight ticket, what are you really buying? Are you buying the ticket because of the airplane? Do you really care about, what model of the airplane is, right? What are the technical details of the airplane? What engine does the airplane have, right? Are you interested in the people inside the airplane that are going to conduct the airplane? Are you looking at their, curriculum, seeing what experience do they have? Do you know that their names, right? You're not really buying the technical details of a flight. What you're really buying is, first off, the trip, right? So you want to go from point A to point B, and the end goal behind the trip is really the memories. It's the cosmovision, right? It's the adventures. It's being able to tell the stories when you come back and, see your friends, see your family, and say, you know what? In this other side of the world, things are like this, and, this is the adventure that I lived, and you have new memories, you have new ways of seeing life, and that's what you're really buying when you buy a flight ticket. Imagine an airline selling like this: fly with us and experience top-tier aviation. Our advanced commercial aircraft boast precision aerodynamics. I cannot even read it. Aerodynamics, high-performance engines, and cutting-edge avionics. Crafted from lightweight composites, our planes ensure structural integrity with minimal environmental impact. Really, tell me more. I'm fascinated, right? And yet you're selling how user-centric your websites are. Now, I've been there, okay? So don't worry, it's totally normal. But one thing that I see a lot is I design websites with a user-centric approach, or I create beautiful and engaging web experiences. I design bespoke websites, handmade for each client, right? And all those phrases, all those cliches, they are really speaking about the features of a website. It's like talking about the features of the plane, or talking about the route that the plane is going to go through, or talking about who is the captain of the airplane, right? People, when they are buying the ticket, don't really care about that. So what I want you to think about is, instead of selling features when you're selling websites, if you want to command premium rates, what you need to learn is to sell the benefits of a website. Now, like I said, it's the trip, but not only the trip, more deeply than that, it's the memories, okay? So how can we translate that to websites? So basically, you can say things like, I help businesses get more qualified leads. So that's a benefit. So that's like selling the trip. It's a good start. Or you can say, I help businesses increase their yearly revenue. Great start. It's selling the trip instead of selling features. Now, if you want to take it one step further, you could say things like, I help businesses scale to have more financial peace. Or let's say that your niche is within parent business owners. You could say, I help parent business owners free their time to spend more time with their kids, right? That's it's a benefit, but it's not only a surface level benefit, it's a more deeper benefit. So let me explain a little bit of what going deeper means. So first off, let me show you this graph here. And basically this is the Maslow hierarchy of needs, but I have inverted it and created an iceberg version of it. So basically the idea here is that you, instead of having a pyramid, right, that it's going up, what I want you to think about is that the top of this iceberg are the surface level things that you can sell, right? Or that basically the things that your client is looking for. So things like, for example, air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, right? Those are physiological needs that your client needs, right? It's okay that you talk about that, but that's surface level. So below the surface, right? Just below the surface, you have safety needs. So personal security, employment, resources, health, and property. So that's just below the surface. Now, if you go one step further, you can find love and belonging, right? Friendship, intimacy, family, sense of connection. If we go deeper, you will find esteem, right? Respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength. And going deeper than that, it's the desire to uncap your highest potential, like self-actualization, basically being the most that one can be, right? Now, let me give you a quick example of what I mean with this, right? Let's say that you're on a call with a prospect and you ask a question like, for example, what is your goal with a new website? And you get a surface level answer, right? So a surface level answer would look like, for example, I want to increase my sales. Okay, now if you stop there, you're not gonna get to the root of this. And if you don't get to the root of this, it's much more difficult for you to really show your client without telling them, right? Just by asking them questions and helping them surface to the level, what are the deeper needs that you're wanting to solve or, supply for. And so if you're able to go deeper than this, you're going to be much more likely to close sales and sell at a higher price range. So for example, going deeper, right? A deeper question would be, great. Like, it's great that you want to increase your sales. Now, why would that be important for you, right? Not assuming that everyone's goal to increase sales is the same. You want to ask, right? Why increasing sales is important for you? And maybe you get the answer that, maybe the client says, well, because we're having a sales slump lately. Okay, that's a little bit deeper, right? So now you found out that in their business, there's a sales slump, right? And they're trying to figure out what's happening, right? Now, let's take it one step further and let's ask one more deeper question to the client, right? So you can see something like, I see. And how is that really impacting your business and your life, like having this sales slump? And the client might say, well, to be honest, we're pretty stressed with the situation. I'm staying late nights and I'm missing spending more time with my family lately. So by asking these iceberg deep questions, like I like to call them, right, you can get to the roots of what's really going on in their lives and in their businesses, why they're trying to solve this problem, why they're trying to hire an expert to make their website. It's not only about getting more sales, but what that's going to do for their business and for their life. So basically in this case, right, if they are missing spending more time with family lately, right, you could easily say, okay, so what you're trying to achieve with this website is to free your time to be more present for your family, right? And so let's say that you get to saying what the price is and discussing next steps, and you get an objection. Maybe the client says, well, 10K, 20K sounds like a lot. What you can do then, if you asked the right questions, is to go back to this deeper level answer that they gave you, right? And say, okay, Mr. Client, I understand that 10, 20K, whatever the price is, sounds like a lot. Now, you told me that you want to spend more time, like you're missing spending more time with your family, right? So how important is that goal for you? And if that goal is very important, let's say that the client says, well, it's very important. Well, what if you wanted to put a price to that, to the time that you're not being able to be present for and spend time with your loved ones, right? Would you be able to put like a number to that? Well, not, right? Probably he's going to tell you like it's impossible. So you can use that that information, right? Not to convince them, right? But to help them realize that the investment is worth the money. You know what I mean? So it's not only about, just figuring out what the client needs. It's about understanding that when you drop high price, like let's say 10, 20, could be 100K. Doesn't matter like what the price is. But the thing is, like, if it's a high price, if you don't tap on the deeper needs, it's going to be very difficult for your client, for your prospect, to see the value of investing in it, right? And then they're not going to get your expert help, and maybe they go DIY this, right? And it's not going to be great for them. It's not going to solve their problem. They're going to still be in pain. Now, if you price a website, right, based on the features, based on the things that the surface level things that your client is trying to achieve, granted, it still might be valuable. But if you can really go deeper and find out what your client is looking for, then it's going to be much easier for your client, for your prospect, to realize the value of the work that you do, right? So in conclusion, you need to stop selling websites and you need to stop selling brand identities. And what you need to do is rather sell the transformation. Speak to the deeper needs, not the surface ones. Your clients don't want a website or an identity. What they really are looking for is, the transformation of their business that your website can provide them, right? But if we go one level deeper, it's important to understand what the transformation to their business is going to do in terms of their self-esteem and their self-actualization. So if you want to learn more about how to sell websites like an expert, and you're tired of trying to do this on your own, apply to join the BONT Club. I'd love to talk with you and see if you're a fit to join. The link is going to be in the description. And to make sure that you don't miss any of my free content, make sure to subscribe to my newsletter. It's a 9,000 plus newsletter where I'm sharing mostly business tips for freelance web designers. And so if you want to stay up to date and stay up to date with the latest videos, the resources that I put out there when I go live and stuff like that, make sure to check subscribe to my newsletter. The link is going to be in the description. So that's it for today's video. I really hope that you found value out of this, and as always, let's bridge the gap one pixel at a time. And here's a business playlist that I'm going to leave you for you if you want to scale your profit and income to be more financially peaceful and have a more creatively challenging web design career. So see you there.